Hello, John, a happy place. Saturday and another class for you. And this time we're doing this color injection, I call it, color injection compositions. So you can use any material, color material you have. I'm doing demonstration with pastels, but as I say in the video, use whatever you've got. The principle is the same. You apply lots of color, lots of shapes, overlapping shapes, and then you use that as your material for the composition. There's a bit where I'm asking you to not look at into what you're cutting in terms of the where the calories you applied before, and that is done for the reason so you have more fun with it. Use the technique for any kind of composition you want. Would that be representational, landscape, floral, or fully abstract? You may want to combine it with another techniques as well if you wish. Have fun, and I'm looking forward to see what you create. Bye bye. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create very colorful, I have an example here, page full of color with pastels, and then I'll be using that as the material for new composition. I'm going to demonstrate one in all pastel and pastels and one in soft pastels. However, if you don't have those ones, don't worry. Any art mediums that give you color you can use. So could be markers used in a quite similar way, watercolors if you use wet on wet technique, even acrylic paint, or just crayons, normal crayons, colored pencils as well. So use whatever you've got. Let me just put the camera here. And basically cover that with as much color as you want, different shapes, different movement of your art materials, and then I'll show you what happens next. So let's start with maybe all pastels. So I'm just picking up variety of colors. Again, paper, I have yellow, but use whatever you've got. And use your pastels. I'm picking up small chunks like that. So use them in diverse way again. So let's just start. So it's all about getting the color. I want you to have that interaction with the color first, especially, you know, now winter's coming. It is important to expose yourself to color in terms of your well-being. It doesn't matter what's there as long as you apply the colors. You know, you can do the shapes you want. Overlap the old pastels to create more color. You can smudge them with your finger if you fancy. Oh, that happens quite often, which is quite handy because now I can use it like that. Don't have anything underneath, so that's why it gives me this kind of pattern. It picks up on the wood from the desk. So if I put something underneath, I can get fuller coverage. Okay. You can go one color into another color. You can do that with oils and soft pastels. And look how much pigment is in that. If you fancy buying all pastels, I would recommend this brand, which is Pentel, because this is like a student school quality, but they're really good for any kind of expressive activities, and they are really not expensive. You can get them on Amazon. So again, I'm going with horizontal position of the broken pastel. Let me bring something pinky. So you just carry on. Just want a bit of purple. Till you get quite good coverage of this of the page. You know, you can do patterns if you want on top as well. So let's say, you know, you're gonna get like probably almost all page covered. So that's the example with all pastels. It's the same process with soft. You're just gonna get more possibilities for blending pastels with soft. So let me just with soft, so they look like chalk sticks. Again, you can use them in any positions. When you have those broken pieces, you can use them like that. Or you can draw with them. This is not the pastel paper, so it will create powder sitting on the top, and I'm going to just smudge it with my finger, so you can use all tissue paper, tissue or yeah, any kind of action paper. So let me just get a few colors. I'll just play with them again, color and movement. You can probably already see this powder sitting here. So with, if I had proper pastel paper, it would be paper that's got a bit of texture. It's called tooth. Then it would sit on paper more. But this is just for this expressive activity. So I'm going to blend it. Some areas, not everything. Now you can blend it with smooth movement. So it's up to you how much you want to blend. You can always get rid of that powder. And you can go on top of it again. Okay, so fill the page with your chosen colored medium. And the next stage is this stage. So let's imagine I carry on with this one and I get page that's almost fully covered. Then you are turning that over so you don't really see, and you're cutting out different shapes so you don't see where you're cutting through. Now with some shapes, just use the shapes, and then with the shapes, what I would like you to do is cut the shape out and then cut the outline area a bit. So you get like positive and negative space in one. You may want to decide to go with a specific image in mind, yeah, like for example landscape or a flower or an object, and then cut out shapes that remind you or resemble that object, but that's not necessary. So the reason you do it this way is you have this surprise moment. Okay, see? Oh, that's fantastic. Like this one, this one. Right. So you have to cut as many as you want, depending on what you want to work with. And I show you in example with photographs few different arrangements with different pieces. But for the purpose of video, let's just get another paper and I'll just get that. Okay, so I have selection of papers here. Again, if you have different colors papers of different color, you can really decide what kind of background goes with your colorful pieces. So let's just show you how you can arrange them on a page, and then it'll be over to you. You can work smaller, bigger size. You can work half of the size. That's quite good size to work a full page. So the pieces I had, look how wonderfully this color is now becoming more visible when I put it against darker background. So, you know, it could be, like I said, if you decide to go with something more representational, like a landscape, cut out shapes of mountains, sun or moon, and then start arranging. Fields are really good to play around with that. You can layer them. Or you can have some abstracts. Oh, here I'm having like semi-floral kind of abstractish composition. So it is about, you know, seeing how they fit on your page and how the colors you use go against the background. So it is about experimentation. And like I said, there'll be a few photos showing you different approaches. So that could be that. Let's have a look at what difference the grey paper makes. And I pick up some other pieces I had here before. So this is like shapes resembling a bit of simple leaves shape. So you know, maybe you wanted to build up a tree. So again, look how that grey is kind of giving them really good exposure area where you are drawn to color because the background, it's not too much. Some here. Could be going. Could have like a more florals or branch with leaves composition. You know, this is like never ending. Let's do a few more. And play with those, the negative space as well. Go like that. Okay, so let me show you other examples. Have fun and don't forget to post in our group. And the video, as always, is ready for you on Saturday. Bye bye.